Hi, my name's Kevin Miller. I am the founder of Free Agent Academy, which is a school for personal calling and self-employment. I'm a lifelong Zig Ziglar fan. I can absolutely, positively say that. Matter of fact, I got something to show you. Right here behind me is the Zig Ziglar Performance Planner. And if I pop this thing open, it's got see you at the top, Kevin, Zig Ziglar, Ephesians 2, 8 through 9. I got this thing in March 19th of 1987. I was 16 years old. And that seminar that I was at, out in the auditorium with a lot of people, seeing Zig impacted me. And I waited in line long enough to go up there. I was with my dad, and I got there and got that thing signed. It was incredibly impacting as far as not only just goals and life achievement and business pursuits, but life pursuits and having an authentic life and a faith-filled life. So I come by being a fan incredibly authentically. It was an incredible fruition for me then in July of 2010, just last year, to be a guest on the Zig Ziglar 2.0 show with Tom. And what a great culmination was that. And now October of 2011 to be talking about the new Born to Win run. It's incredible. I'm 40 years old, and I feel like the first half of my life I got this incredible mentoring by Zig Ziglar that launched me to where I am today with a business that's flourishing, that truly serves other people and is wrapped around a life that I am convicted in, that I felt led in. And I tell you what, Zig's mentoring just on personal relationships, which is so much a part of this book, was as powerful as everything. Seeing him last year down there at the headquarters with Tom in Dallas and having him so often come back to talking about his wife. And I see that my business today, here I am sitting, I sit at 9,300 feet up in the Rocky Mountains in a home office. You can see the wood paneling behind me, and it's a lifestyle design that I believe in for myself, my family, and I get to do life 100% with them right from here, from this home office. And how much of that was influenced by Zig Ziglar is, I just can't say how much. I really can't. And I look at this book that I know is a capstone book for him, and I feel like it's easy to say, oh, you can't replace somebody, right? And of course we'll never replace Zig Ziglar. But even as the person he was, the icon and the influencer, I don't know if we can. We're in such a society with so many options for media and influences that I don't know if we'll ever have the time as we've had as Zig has taken us through life, where he was such a prominent figure, not only in the business world, but in the personal development world, and then also in the faith-based world. And he had this perfect circle of influence in all those that I don't know will ever be repeated. And I feel a burden to keep the Zig Ziglar message alive. So this book is profound. You know, I recently had a friend who wrote a book, and he was tongue-in-cheek complaining that this guy stole some of his material. And who was the guy that stole his material? It was C.S. Lewis. Long ago, probably before he was even born. And I feel like that somewhat with this book that Zig's done. That's the message that I desire to give so much. And really what it is, it's this whole life message. It's not just business success. It's not even just success at home or success in your health and wellness. It's this full body, because that's what Zig's always been teaching us, is realizing that we can't just take snapshots of a person's life and have success in that area if something else is dying on the vine as well. And so for him to bring this book, and I've got some pieces, out here right now that just notes from the book, and he has these foundation stones. This is right out of the book, or at least out of some of the synopsis of the book, of honesty, integrity, loyalty, trust, love, faith, and character. Developing a healthy self-image, relationships, goals, desire, work. I mean, that's him. And Tim is looking at this whole approach, looking at the person as a whole and how their life functions as a whole. And he knows that's the only way that we can get success. That can seem overwhelming, but it just is. And I feel like in this book, he's coming, if he looks at this as a capstone, he's saying, guys, this is it. This is it. He knows that we need it more now than ever. And I hope this book flies off the shelf. You know, it really just further convicted me because he doesn't pull any punches. So it further convicted me in my own life to take areas where I'm being apathetic, where I'm not just stepping up and doing what it needs or what I need to do. It convicted me. It also confirmed a lot of the feelings that I had, which is great because we so often have feelings of needing to be more, wanting to be more, knowing that we should do more, but you feel alone because we're in a culture that's just kind of going with the flow. And so to have this guy in his now 80s to culminate what he's been saying all along, folks, this is what you need to do. And it was really confirming. I felt comforted in that. And I think a lot of people will be. And I hope that it creates another movement, another instigation of action from a large portion of society. And I'm not, I don't think that we're headed towards worldwide utopia, but I think that this book will be another primary ingredient in separating those who really believe that we are to account for more with our lives from those who have given up or maybe have been blinded to ever see that. So the 3 points that really stuck out, obviously, and that's the 3 points of primary points of the book, but is planning. And he talks a lot about wanting more. And again, he's coming back to what he's always been saying, but he's just pushing it again in a new frame and a new light with new fervor to want more. And most people would think it would be nice to have more, but they don't really want it. And it's interesting, if you want a donut, people go get a donut. If they want entertainment, they turn on the TV. If they want a life of more purpose and meaning, then it falters off and they don't. And he's saying it's not a nicety, it's not a luxury, which is one of the words I like to use. And he says this in so many ways. It's not a luxury to want more. It's your charge. It's your responsibility unto God, unto your family, unto humanity to want more, to better yourself, to pick yourself up, to take action, and to go forward. So you've got to plan, you've got to want it, and then you got to prepare, which is, I think, where a lot of people discount those who have succeeded. You can look at Ziglar and easily, discount him and think, well, he was just a born speaker. He was a born enthusiastic, inspirational guy. Obviously, they didn't read his biography. Which I would, when you buy this book, okay, when you go to Amazon or to Ziglar and buy this book, if you have not read his biography, please read that so that you cannot ever discount him and this message as a guy who's gone through a lot. He's not an Einstein IQ. He's just a guy who looked and didn't accept the norm, and he prepared, he practiced, he trained, he worked hard, and he didn't limit himself, which, as always, is a part of his message here in not limiting yourself. So planning, preparing, and then expecting. And he talks about encouragement and hope, as always. I'll never, again, forget that, being there at the Ziglar headquarters in July 2010. I don't know how many times he said that encouragement is the fuel for hope. And a lot of people hope for things, but they don't seek out encouragement. Let him encourage you in this book, and then do what he says, and make sure you surround yourself with people who will encourage you. So that plan, prepare, and expect, and then the nuances of those it can't be a more timely message for today. And I hope that everybody not only buys this book, but if you have an audience, I hope that you do whatever it takes to tout that book, to take it and grab it in your hands. So I'm going to grab my latest copy, revised edition of See You at the Top, and I'm going to be taking his book, Born to Win, and saying, everybody, please go get that. Don't buy anything that I have. Go buy this book instead, because we can't match the wisdom, the insight, and the heart that he has in this book. So I'm going to be touting it. January 2011, it comes out, because there's so much I'm grateful for in my life that I'm grateful to God for. But I'm grateful for the influence that Zig was in being an open vessel to give God's blessing to me and to so many other people that impacted my life. If I can impact one person the way that he impacted me, I will feel like my vocational work and my work as a father, as a husband, has been worthwhile. So Kevin Miller with Free Agent Academy saying, I'm so honored to even have been asked to give an endorsement for this book. I couldn't give a better endorsement for any book on the planet, including my own, which I'm still going to write, because Zig told me that in my face. Write your book, Kevin, and send it to me. I'll tell you if it's any good. So I read his book, and it's the best. Go get born to that.